Today we are going to start a new topic, Kingdom Animalia. Last class we have already saw different kingdoms. Right, this is the last kingdom, Animalia. Okay, so depending upon the characteristics, this kingdom Animalia is divided into different phylum. So these organisms, the organism including in the kingdom Animalia are eukaryotic, multicellular and heterotrophic. Eukaryotic means it have true nucleus, means nuclear membrane will be there, and it is multicellular, more than one cell we can see, and it is heterotrophic. It is depending on others for their food. Their cells do not have cell walls. Most animals are mobile. They can move. Most of them are mobile, but some are sedentary, means it is attached to the ground, that we will see later. So they are further classified based on the extent and type of the body design differentiation found. So now you can see the picture that showing the classification of animals. First of all, the animals are divided into two. That you can see the flow chart depending upon the cell, the cellular level of organization and tissue level of organization. So only one cellular level of organization we can see only in the case of phylum Porifera. Okay, then tissue level of organization, again it is divided into three, like no body cavity between epidermis and gastrodermis, pseudocoelom and coelomate. In that we can see first one Coelenterata platyhelminthes, and next one nematode, and then the animals which have coelom. Coelom means cavity. It is divided into two. That will come Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda. And the coelom formed from the pouches pinched off from the endoderm. It is again divided into two. No notochord present. In the no notochord, it is the phylum and Echinodermata. Echinodermata will come. And notochord present, in that chordata will come. Chordata means having notochord. Okay, chordates. This chordata is again divided into notochord present in at least larval forms but very rudimentary. Then notochord replaced by vertebral column in adults. Then again vertebra which have vertebral column, it is divided into five phylum, that is species, fishes, amphibian, reptiles, aves and mammals. So this is the classification of kingdom Animalia. For the first one is phylum Porifera. You can see the picture. Maybe you have seen in aquarium and all. This usually we will call this Porifera as sponges. Means it has small pores will be there on its body, and mostly it is sedentary, means it is attached to the ground floor. It is marine. Marine means in seawater we can see this organism. So word Porifera means organism with holes. If you observe it, we can see so many holes on that. They are non-motile animals attached to some solid support. There are holes or pores all over his body. So that name came Porifera. These lead to a canal system that helps in the circulating water throughout the body to bring in food and oxygen. These animals are covered with a hard outer side layer or skeleton. The body design involves very minimal differentiation and division into tissues. They are commonly called as sponges, are mainly found in marine habitat, means seawater. Some examples are Euplatilia, Sycon, Spongilla. These are the examples, some of the examples of phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera is not have symmetrical division. Means symmetry means if we are dividing into two, it will divide in same plane. Means left side also will be same and right side also will be same. But in the case of this porifera, we cannot see symmetry. So it lacks symmetry. Okay. Next phylum is phylum Coelenterata. Another name is Cnidaria. Okay, so Coelenterata means it have coelom. Coelom means a cavity inside the organism. These animals living in water, they show more body design differentiation. There is a cavity inside the body. The body is made up of two layers of cell. Okay, two layers we can see. One make up cells on outside of the body and other makes the inner lining of the body. Some of the species lives in colonies, in groups that are known as the corals, while others have solitary lifespan. Means they will live one by one here and there. If they are living in groups, that is known as the colonies, and some have solitary lifespan. Then another examples are jellyfish, sea anemone, are some of other examples of phylum Coelenterata. This is very beautiful. If you see under the sea, some videos which is showing under the sea organism, we can see this Coelentrates, which is colorful, and sea anemones like pink in color with the small fishes, yellow color clown fishes will be roaming here and there of the sea anemone. So this jellyfish also is very beautiful. So these all animals are included inside the phylum Coelenterata. Next phylum is Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes is group of animals that body is not segmented. You can see in this picture different types of organisms: planaria, liver loop, tapeworm. These all are included in the phylum Platyhelminthes. Okay, so their body is bilaterally symmetrical. If you cut the body into two parts, equally we can see left side and right side. So that is bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, right and left halves of the body have same design. There are three layers of cells we can see. So it is triploblastic. This allow outside and inside body linings as well as some organs to be made. There is no true internal body cavity or coelom. The body is flattened dorsoventrally, meaning from the top to bottom. So we can call these animals like flatworms. This body is flattened dorsoventrally. So we can call this animal like flatworms. They are either free living or parasitic. They can see inside others' host body. So it can be parasitic. Some examples are free living plant like animals like examples are planarians, or parasitic animals like liver fluke. Okay, these are some examples. Next we can see phylum Nematodes. Nematode body is also bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. Triploblastic means three layers we can see. The body is cylindrical rather than flattened. The difference between platyhelminth and nematodes means it is round in the case of nematode, while in the case of platyhelminth it is flattened. The dorsoventrally it is flattened, while nematodes are round, cylindrical. Okay, we can see tissues but no real organs. Okay, so although a sort of body cavity or a pseudocoelom we can see. These are very familiar as a parasitic worm causing diseases. This, if it is coming to human body, it can cause different types of diseases. Some disease name is elephantiasis, which is caused by filarial worms or the worms in the intestine. That is known as the roundworm or pinworm. That's why small kids, we will give anti-worm medicines, right, to kill these worms. So these worms, if it is there in our intestine, it is not good for our body. So this live as a parasite inside human beings. Next, we can see phylum Annelids. Annelids animals are bilaterally symmetrical and it is triploblastic in addition to have a true body cavity. This allows true organs to be packed in the body structure. Then this we can see in freshwater, marine water as well as in land. Some of the examples this you will see in the soil, earthworms, leeches are some familiar examples which is in the phylum Annelids. Okay, this difference between that this body is segmented. In the case we can see the segments. This is the peculiarity, that is the difference between nematodes and annelids. In the case of nematodes, we cannot see the segment, but in the case of annelids, it is segmented. Next, we will see phylum Arthropod. This is the most common group of animals which seen around us, and it is the largest group of animals. These animals are bilaterally symmetrical, means once again I am telling bilateral means if you are cutting the animals vertically, the two sides will be the same. Left and right halves will be the same. That is bilaterally symmetrical and it is segmented. We can see head like segments we can see. There is an open circulatory system and so the blood does not flow in well-defined blood vessels. We cannot see the blood vessels inside this organism. The coelomic cavity is blood filled. They have joint legs, so that why the name came arthropod. Poda means what is feet. Okay, joint feet, joint legs, so that they got the name arthropods. Some family examples are prawns, butterflies, houseflies, spiders, scorpion and crabs and so many other arthropods we can see around us. Next phylum is phylum Mollusca. In these animals, in this group, it is bilaterally symmetrical. The main thing is that it contains shells. The body will be protected by a hard coating, skeleton, exoskeleton will be there. Okay, the coelomic cavity is reduced. There is a little segmentation. They have an open circulatory system and kidney-like organs for excretion. There is a foot that is used for moving around. Some of the examples are snails, mussels, chitin, octopus. Like that, different types of mollusks we can see around us. So mollusks are bilaterally symmetrical. They mainly see in marine, freshwater and terrestrial habitat. The body is very soft. It possesses a muscular foot. It is triploblastic and a calcareous shell we can see in some molluscans, and it have complex digestive system. These are the some characteristics of molluscans. Next phylum is Echinodermata. Derma means what? Skin. Echino means like a spined skin is known as the Echinodermata. Okay, so maybe you have seen hedgehog and all. It has spines on its body. So that is known as the Echinodermata. Derma means skin. The skin which has spines like structure. That is known as the Echinodermata. There are spiny skinned organisms. These are exclusively free-living marine animals. They are triploblastic and have a coelomic cavity. They also have a peculiar water-driven tube system and they are used for moving forward. Okay, they have hard calcium carbonate structures that is known as the skeleton. The deposition of calcium carbonate skeleton they use as skeleton. For example, starfish is a common Echinodermata, sea urchin, Antedon, Holothurium, Echinus. That is an example. These all are the examples of phylum Echinodermata. So now we have seen the animals which doesn't have vertebral column. Okay, these all are invertebrates. Okay, now we have to see what are vertebrates. So in between the invertebrates and vertebrates, one group of organism is there That is known as the protochordata. In this, the notochord present in larval stages, but it is very rudimentary. The notochord is present in at least larval forms, but it is very rudimentary. So this group of organism we group separately. That is known as the protochordates. Now we will see its characteristics. Protochordate, one of the example is balanoglossus. So these animals are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and have a xylem. They show a new feature for body design, namely notochord. That is the difference between, that is a transition transitive organism from the invertebrates to vertebrates. So in this state, in this protochordates, we can see notochord, at least in some stages during their lives. In the larval stages, we can see notochord. Notochord is a long rod-like support structure that runs along the back of the animal, separating the nerve tissue from the gut. It provides a place for muscles to attach for the easy movement. Protochordates may not have a proper notochord present in all stages in their lifetime. The protochordates are marine animals. Some of the examples are balanoglossus, Hetmania and Amphioxus. So you have to learn the structure. Okay. So till here we have seen invertebrates and the transition between the invertebrate to vertebrate. One organism is that is included in the protochordata, and the examples, some examples are balanoglossus, Hermenia and Amphioxus. In the next class we will learn about vertebrates. Okay. So I hope this till here it is clear to you. You have to learn the characteristics and in which phylum this organism is included. Thank you.